The night begins as a hush, so deep it feels like an endless well where sound has drowned and only the echo of forgotten music lingers, a velvet chamber of stillness, in which every grain of starlight trembles, like the secret pulse of a heart that has learned to wait forever. And above this sleeping earth, the ancient fires of heaven draw their veils across the immeasurable distances, a sweep of black silk sewn with diamond shards, a realm older than the first dream, older than the first whisper of breath upon the newborn world. And in that immeasurable gulf, a single comet unfurls its silver mane. It arrives as if summoned by the memory of flame, its body a blade of frozen light cleaving the dark with a soundless cry. And around it the galaxies bend like bowstrings, drawn toward a note too pure for mortal ears. The comet is both wanderer and witness, a pilgrim of ice and buried fire, carrying the stories of 1,000 dying suns in the marrow of its flight. And as it arcs across the sky, I feel the tug of something eternal, a thirst as old as the void itself. For what is a comet but a question the universe keeps asking, a glittering punctuation of wonder in the endless sentence of night. Comets sip the scarlet of silent embers. The words rise in me like an incantation, like a prayer without a god. For in that one unearthly sip lives the essence of every fleeting life, every brief blaze of love that burns and is gone, every vow made under trembling stars. The scarlet is not merely color. It is the memory of fire after the fire has fallen silent. It is the last warmth of a world that once sang with heat. It is the soft glow of passion surviving in the ashes of time. And the comet, drinking that scarlet, becomes a thief of endings and a keeper of beginnings, carrying the hushed embers of forgotten dawns through the corridors of infinity. I walk beneath this spectacle, a solitary figure upon a desert of sleeping sand where dunes curve like the backs of ancient beasts, and each step sinks with a sigh, as if the earth itself remembers my arrival long before. I was born. The wind moves like a faint breath of incense, carrying the taste of salt and iron, of memories ground into dust, and in that subtle fragrance I catch the ghost of voices, ancestors whose names have faded into the quiet tapestry of history. They, too, once looked upward when a comet carved its bright wound across the heavens. And they, too, felt the sudden stirring of awe and fear, knowing that such a traveler is both omen and oracle. The desert accepts my presence with patient indifference. No creature stirs, no flame flickers, only the ceaseless glitter of the firmament, each star a syllable in a language I almost remember. I raise my hand, and the shadow stretches long and thin across the silvered sand, a dark river seeking the horizon. The comet spills a tale of burning frost that drips slowly toward the earth, and I imagine it bending down, bending low, to taste the blood-red ashes of some celestial pyre long extinguished. How strange that silence can carry so much fire. How strange that embers can glow after the music is gone. It is this paradox that binds me to the sky, for I, too, am a quiet flame. The heart within me beats like a coal hidden under soft ash, outwardly calm, inwardly smoldering with desires unspoken, with dreams that refuse to die. Every human life is an ember, scarlet in the secret darkness, waiting for a breath to awaken it, waiting for a comet's sip to acknowledge its heat. The hours unfold like silk, slow and luminous. Moonlight lays its silver across the dunes, shaping valleys of milk and shadow. Far away, a cluster of meteors falls like a sudden handful of shattered rubies, brief as the gasp between two heartbeats, and I wonder if each is a message, flung from a star that could no longer bear its own brilliance. Somewhere in the unreachable corridors of space, entire worlds collapse with the quiet of a candle bowing to wind, and yet their endings arrive to us as beauty, streaks of scarlet across the sleeping sky. I think of love then, how it begins as a blaze, fierce and undeniable, and how, when time has cooled the flames, it lingers as a glow no darkness can wholly erase. I have loved like that, fiercely, wordlessly, as if the universe itself were the beloved. I have tasted the scarlet of silent, embers in the eyes of someone who no longer stands beside me, in the echo of a voice that lives only in the folds of memory. Perhaps every comet is the soul of such a love, wandering endlessly through the dark, carrying fragments of passion that once set galaxies alight. The wind lifts again, gentler now, and the sand shifts like a slow tide. I close my eyes and feel the grains kiss my skin, tiny, cool stars fallen to earth. The comet burns brighter for a breathless instant, then fades into the abyss, leaving behind a path only the heart can follow. I walk on, each step a verse in a poem no one else will hear, each breath a communion with the infinite. The desert night grows colder, yet I do not shiver. I am warmed by the invisible embers the comet has scattered through my thoughts. Somewhere deep within, a vow takes shape, to live as the comet lives, untethered, fearless, to sip from every hidden fire, to honor the scarlet even when the world grows silent. I will carry that light as it carried the ashes of stars. I will wander through the corridors of my own eternity, a pilgrim of passion and quiet flame. And when dawn finally rises, when the first pale ribbon of gold unravels across the edge of the world, I will still remember the night's great secret. I will remember that the heavens are not empty, but alive with travelers who drink from the wells of forgotten fire. I will remember that every heart, no matter how still, holds a spark waiting to be sipped by wonder. I will remember the comet's long silver breath and the scarlet that glows.